our goal with this call is to really share with you from Alex's personal one-on-one experience what she went through, what she felt, how she dealt with it, so that hopefully that you can relate and you can take some of this information and it can help you, find out if your spouse is cheating, find out if your suspicions have been right, give you hints on what you need to do, and help you deal emotionally with this and help you resolve this if you do find out, in fact, that your spouse has been cheating on you. So, Alex, let's take it from the top. Now, first, Alex, I want you to go ahead and tell your story to everyone and, about your last husband, what happened, all the incidents, and we'll be picking your brain during the whole process.
Okay, great. Well, I'm 44 years old, and I have 6 children. I got married very young. I got married at 18, and I widowed at 23. And
oh my God.
And I had a child with my first husband. He was 24. And that's when I met my second husband, who cheated on me, that I know of, 3 times.
Oh, wow. 3 times?
3 times, that I know of. So
that you know of, that you discovered.
Of course,
so it may have been potentially more.
Right. And I suspect now that it was probably more.
Oh my God.
He was a family friend. He was actually, at the time, I had a travel agency, and he came in, and he was referred by someone. He came in the travel agency, and we met, and at that time I was married, and he seemed like a nice guy. He brought a lot of business to the agency, and befriended myself and my family, and then, I went through, Mark, my first husband, passed away, and he became very involved in our lives and very helpful. And
so you trusted him. You had a lot of trust. He had built a lot of trust with your family.
We had a friendship, and so now, it was obvious that he wanted more than a friendship. And he had always told me that he was interested, but I love my husband.
Obviously, you're married. So
and I was
you were kind of suspicious that he was interested in you
while
you were married?
Still married?
Oh yes, yeah, I believe so. And when Mark passed away, that was his opportunity to build something more than just a friendship.
Right.
And obviously, he had already befriended my friends and my family. So
right. So it was an easy transition for you.
And, I think that I made a huge mistake. I was really in shock from the loss of my husband, and it was very easy to fall into the arms of someone who already knew how I felt about my first husband.
Right. Now, were there any warning signs, before you married him?
Yes, there was a huge one that at the time he left his wife. He had just married a year before, and he left his wife.
So what time did he leave his wife?
I would say probably a month after Mark passed away, my first husband.
Really?
Yeah.
So that was a big warning. Now, did you do any research on him, check up marriage records, divorce records, or do any have a background check?
Never. He just told me that it was just a bad decision on his part. He went back home. He's from South America, and he went back home, met this girl, got married because he thought that would be the best thing, to marry someone from your own country, and found out it was a mistake. And
so that was his story.
That was his story. And my parents saw through it, and they didn't feel it was the right thing. But
so your parents thought that there was something fishy about him.
Right.
Both your parents.
Both my parents, when he left his wife.
They thought that was a suspicious sign. Okay. And how old were you when you met him?
Well, when I met him, I was probably 21. And when Mark passed away, I was 23.
Okay.
So you're obviously very young.
Right. I was young.
You made an emotional decision. Now, for those who may be listening in on this call, what would you tell them about a situation like this? What would you have done differently had you gone through a situation like this again?
I think that you really should listen to the people that love you, the people that know you.
Right.
because my parents had no interest but to see me, to see me happy.
So they had no emotional attachment.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I think that and also my friends. I had a few friends that I did lose because I started seeing him, and they felt that he just wasn't a good fit for me.
He wasn't the right.
He was a married person who was separated,
Yeah.
and I'm a widow. So I think that I had a few friends who didn't talk to me and said,
Yeah.
we just feel that he's not for you. You're making a mistake, and
In retrospect, you'd wish you had listened.
oh, definitely. You really have to take a little step back and look at the decisions you make.
Because marriage
they
is a
can-
huge commitment, and you got to look at it rationally.
Definitely.
Now, how long did it take before it progressed from a friendship to a romantic relationship?
It took about 6 months. And, he would send me flowers. He would be there no matter what I needed. And I just thought, oh my goodness, he loves me. He's
You had no
wining
idea
me
he
and
was
dining
using
me.
you. Yeah.
And not just that, I was receiving a huge check from, the insurance company.
Oh, so there was
And
a
that,
financial.
I didn't even see that. I would, at 23, you don't ever think somebody wants your money.